Good morning. Oh, I got a glare on my glasses. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am so sorry about that. I don't know what causes it. Oh, and I popped up in my feed. So let me put that here. Oh, I forgot to turn the sound down. Oh, get rid of that. There we go. All right. I'm ready. Got my drink of choice, and in this case it's hot tea. Went for a bike ride this morning. Ooh, it was chilly. My hands were frozen when I got back here, but it was fun. Not many days left for celebration. Hey Renee, you are so faithful, girl. I love it. Not many days left for celebration. This is the last week, so if there's anything you want, hey Sharon, you need to order it so that you can, hey Jenny, yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. I guess you've been busy. Make sure you get those orders in because after this, the 30th, you can't get anything free. Hey Barb, so you want to make sure you get that order in, so get it free. We have a gorgeous day today. I will have to apologize. I saw Sharon. Oh my goodness. Hey Fran, there's an air show down the road, probably 10-15 miles from me. So if you hear a lot of planes or anything, the Blue Angels are performing, but I don't think they're till later. But just in case there's any noise you hear or the house starts to shake, you'll know why. It's not one I'm going to, too many people, but I'll see it on the news tonight. They'll have the highlights. And if anybody, if Blue Angels or anything fly over, I can check them out. You never know. They do some, I used to see them in Maryland when they performed down at Pax River, and that was even further south than the base is from me here. So you never know. Hey, Margaret. Oh, a lot of you guys coming in. You want some ideas, huh? Great. I have lots of them. Oh my gosh. We had a fabulous class on Thursday. We laughed and had such a great time. And I had one person on Zoom who did it with us. And she was having a good time, even though she wasn't here, because she could hear all the things that were going on. And it was a riot, but it was so much fun. So, I'm glad that it worked out and that everybody, had a great time. I am going to share a good card with you. Let's see what else is going on. I use the stamp set and dies that I'm using for my card. Hey Linda, this morning, the dies are on back order already. They say they're supposed to come in this week. I'm hoping they do, but if not, they'll come in sometimes. Well, the Expressions in Ink, I had planned a retreat in like April. It was like June before the suite came in again. So things are pretty bad shipping wise. So that's the thing to keep in mind. We had on the news the other night that they showed like 45 tankers off of Los Angeles Harbor sitting there because they couldn't load them. Oh, from Australia. Yay, Margaret. I have some friends in Australia. They showed on the news that these tankers were all sitting there. They can't unload them because they don't have the truck drivers. So it was like unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Okay, there's quite a few in here. Margaret, since you're in Australia, do you know Vicki Wright? She is a good friend of mine. We do a lot of things together. So we are actually planning a Facebook Live all-day event, but they're all going to be videos for World Card Making Day. We've got 3 or 4 other demonstrators with us working. There's a bunch of us that are working, and we've got all different kinds of ideas, and it's going to be in a Facebook group, and it is so much fun. We're going to have so much fun, so many ideas. lots of different stampers and styles, but lots of card ideas for you. So we just wanted to thank everybody for their hard work and supporting us. And who wouldn't love to spend a day crafting on World Card Making Day? And if you can't see it, because it's all set on Australian time, but for those of us in the US, we can still see it. It's just at a later time. And the group will be open for ever. So you can always go back and watch the videos whenever. So I'm looking forward to that. This is the first big thing that we've ever done together. So it'll be a lot of fun. All right, it is time to get started. I usually allow 5 minutes for people to get in, and then I get started because we've all got things to do. So let me put my tea down so I don't turn it over on my project. One more drink to give me lots of things. So let's see. All right, now I've got to switch this. All right, this is the part where if you get dizzy, close your eyes, because I'm going to be upside down, and then I'm going to flip it down. So if this bothers you, close your eyes, and I'll let you know when we're back. All right, so we're back, and the only thing I'm going to do is adjust my camera so that I get a good picture on here. You get to see my messy desk. All right, I need this way just a little bit. All right, I have the set sitting here because this is the set we're going to use. Ooh, I went the wrong way. Darn, I never know which way to go. And I'm using this little image and this image. This image is fun to play with. Oh my gosh, I have done so many things with it. A little bit more this way. So those are the 2 stamps that I'm going to use. And there's the card we're going to make. Isn't it cute? And this can be done in any color. Yay, Jenny. Good. I always warn you to close your eyes. You can do this in any color, like I said, but I chose Misty Moonlight. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to start with, and all the measurements are after, I post them after. I have it set to go like at 11:30. I start this at 10:30, so give it about a half hour after we finish, or a little bit, and they'll be there. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. You do need a ruler on this because I'm going to create this angle here. So I'm going to go, I think it's 1.5 inches. Let me make sure here before I go cutting too much. No, it's actually 1 inch. I'm glad I checked it. Okay, measure down 1 inch on both sides and put a mark. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to measure this in the middle. Bijou, get out of that box. She's found something. And this is 2.5, so I need to put a mark at 1 1/4. All right, like so. That's my marks to know where to cut it. Now you need to have your trimmer, and I'll go this way. All right, you're going to take the mark in the middle on this and put it in the cutting channel, and the mark on this side and put it in the cutting channel. So both dots are in the cutting channel, and you're going to cut it off. All right, then you're going to flip it. You're going to put that mark in the channel, the point, and the other mark in it. Now, do not try to go up on your, good morning, Janice, cutter, because you're going to mush that point up. So come down this time. And that forms that arrow. So that's a way you can make an arrow when, because this is too big for the punch, and then you've got it. Now I've got my marks showing there, so I'm just going to flip it over and use this side. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I wanted a little bit of interest, so I'm just going to distress the edges. And let me tell you, when you do this, a lot of people don't know how. I hold my card up and I just flick down. Some people try to leave it on their desk and do it while you get all these mushes down in here. And it's a really light hand. It's not heavy. My sponge dauber's falling apart, so I'm going to have pieces on there that I've got to get off or it'll make a mark. So just take it slow and easy, and I usually do about 3 times and then ink it up again. And I'm just going to go all the way around, and there it is. So I've got it done. Now I want to take my image. Oh yes, it does, Sharon. And I'm going to ink it up, and I'm going to pull this up close to the top. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, and I'm kind of judging about where it is, and if it's not the same height, it's okay. So there's my 2 images. So if you have a smaller image, that's a way to do it. Now I'm going to set that aside. Oops, I closed this up. Because we're going to create our background. I'm going to pull in a scrap of paper. I just had a piece on top. Okay, so I'm pulling in a scrap of paper. Oops. And I'm going to take my panel here. And I'm going to use that blobby stamp. It's this one. I don't put my stickers on the back because it makes it too sticky and they rip. So I'm going to use the blobby stamp, for lack of a better term, and I'm just going to stamp this all over just to add some interest to the background of it. Now I'm going full strength this side, but what I'll take and do, and I am turning, I find it's easier if I rotate my paper rather than my stamp. All right, so I've got that all over, and I've got a couple of spots. I need one here. So I'm going to go back and add some pieces in where I've got some steps. And in this one, I do rotate my stamp because it's easier. All right. But I wanted to show you, all right, I'm going to show you. If you don't want it as dark, that's the off-stamped look. I like the darker one. It will dry a little lighter, but I like the darker one because it shows up. So there it is. I have created my background. All right. I used a Whisper White card base. Whisper White, a white card base. I try to just say white. Then I don't have to worry if it's the basic white, the Whisper White, whatever. It's white. All right, now I'm going to put this on here, but I need to make sure that I put it on, well, this one doesn't matter, so that I can have it ready to go. I'm going to put that on there like so. All right. Now, underneath of that, and it's hard to see, there is a piece of pattern paper, but it just is done. Hey, Joan, for some interest. So to do that, what I did was I cut my strip of DSP. I put it even with the bottom, oops, of my panel, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip it off following the edge of that arrow, and I get the same angle as this. So use your for lack of a better term, see how I got all those things on the, they're probably on here. I need to wipe that off. Ooh, I'll get it all over my card. All right, where's my, let me get those off of here. Those are the things, when your sponge dauber starts to fall apart, it gives you little, oh, goobers, and I just put this on the wrong side. No, I didn't. You want to put this on the right side, the side you want showing, because you're going to stick it to the back of here. And I found it easier if I turned it, because then I can get that exactly where I want it and set that paper down. And that gave me that piece sticking out. This is going to go on here, and I'm going to use dimensionals because I want some interest. Now, you don't have to use dimensionals. I am, because I like my things popped up. I like to add some interest. So feel free to do it whichever way you want. My trash can is across the room from the other day when we had class, and so I'm piling all my paper on the side here. I gotta clean my floor. It is a disaster. All right, but we had fun. That's all that matters. All right, and so I'm adding my dimensionals. And remember, don't be skimpy with your dimensionals. That's why I cut mine in half, so that you take and when your card goes through the machine, because that's how they do it, it'll smush it down. So use a lot of dimensionals so it pops back up. Thanks, Barb. I think it's an easy way to get the same angle. So I use everything I can think of, because there's no way you could get that angle trying to cut it in your trimmer. So just use your panel and cut it that way. All right, got that. Now, this goes on here, and I kind of put it towards the bottom because I wanted to be able to see some of that background. And that looks fine there, but I was like, well, my flowers are up in the air. So I pulled in a piece of Night of Navy because I thought it would go better with that, and I'm going to add that, and I'm going to pull out my paper again because this is 1/4 of an inch, and I think this is a little wider. And I got a string. All right. And don't go all the way to the end because it sticks off some. You'll be gluing it to your card, and it'll go at an angle. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to put it right over top of those. Let me make sure. Yep, I'm good. The stems. And so then they're not hanging up in the air. Now, you can dress this up. The purpose of this is Stamps, Paper, Ink, because if you're a new stamper, that may be all you have. But if you're an avid or casual stamper, you might have some gems, and you can take and add your gems to it. So you can dress it up any way you want. But there it is. Quick and easy in about, now everything was cut, but you could do it all in a half hour, even with the cutting. And mass produce this. If you need, like, you can put a sentiment up here. If you want it, you need a bunch of thanks cards, take and stamp your thanks and put it up here and stamp it in a bunch of colors, and you're set to go. So quick and easy. Uses some scraps of pattern paper. So that's it, guys. I got it. I mean, you could take and color this in, but I kind of like the white. It gives it some interest with it. You could, like I said, you could add, if you've got the old packages of old rhinestones, which I do, which have the rhinestones in a strip, you could cut a strip and put it down here, but you don't have to. You can leave it clean and simple. This one, you could also do the top of this on there would fit. So you could do that one. There's lots of others. You could stamp a big flower on there. The artistically inked would work in there. let's see, Dragonfly Garden would be a pretty one with the, I guess you would say, I call them weeds, but they're not weeds. Oh, thanks for the heart. So you can, there's lots of things you can do. So there you go. Now ladies, oh, this one is up higher than this one. See how that's peeking out under there? I kind of messed up. So if you want it to peek out, pull it down some. This is up too high. It should have been down further so that it would peek out. And then just adjust it because this piece is up higher too. But these are stamped lower. So handmade card, no two are alike. And with me, that is so true. But quick and easy. And this piece was like 3 inches long. So if you've got your 1 inch strip that you cut off your 12 by 12, you can do 4 out of 1 card. And I chose the Sahara Sand for some interest, but you know, you can use colorful paper and just use 1 color from in there. So there we go. That's what I have for you today. Now, how many are going to do my mystery stamping Monday night? I have to get my things posted, the measurements. I'll try and get that done today. I had a bunch of classes this week. I had one earlier this week where we did the paper pumpkin, and then I had my advanced class on Thursday. So it was like, whoa, where did this week go? But I'm going to try to plan out my mystery stamping so I have them set ahead of time, because I know you guys like to cut your paper. So I'm going to try to do that today and let you know. I got to get my newsletter out though first, and then I'll work on that. Oh, Christmas card event that night. Good for you, Jenny. Of course, you have Crank. Now, I don't know if that's card or not. Yay, Barb. Yeah, I love the mystery stamping. It's so much fun because we never know what we're going to come up with. So I'll be looking for a card. I have an idea, and we'll see what happens with it. But you never know what I'm going to come up with. All right, I'm going to flip this around. So those of you that get dizzy, close your eyes. And after I flip it, I got to turn me right side up. There we go. Oh, all right. That's what you meant by Christmas crank. You're cranking out a bunch of cards. I'm going to grab my tea. Usually by the time this is over, it's hot and I have to reheat it, but that's okay. That's a cool idea to crank out a bunch of Christmas cards. Great way to make your Christmas cards and go with it that way. There's a group on Facebook, I didn't know this, and it's a Christmas card group, and you make a Christmas card every month. So I don't know if it's 1 card or multiples. Like, I guess if you had to send out 50, you could do 2 every month and you'd have them done by December. But they start in January and they do a Christmas card every time. I don't know if they give you a sketch to follow or if it's just show us your cards when you make them. Who knows? I don't make them because by the time I do my classes and everything else, I have tons of Christmas cards and I don't have that many to send out. So I end up donating them to my friend Tina, and she sends them to the soldiers. So fine with me. All right, ladies, I have a list this long today. I cranked out a few things, crossed off a few things on my list the other day, but today I'm hoping to finish crossing them off. But I got some things that I have to get done, so I'm going to work on those first. But I have one video to make for the World Card Making Day. Yeah, Jenny, I have a ton because she takes birthday cards too. So when I make masculine cards, I try to make birthday ones, and I just send them to her. And if they're not birthday, but they're masculine, I send them to her and they use them as birthday cards. So I send her a box every couple of months. So it's one of those medium priority boxes. She was sick when I sent her the last one, so she didn't get through it. And she was sitting down looking at it, and she sent me a message through Facebook. She goes, "Oh my gosh, these are so gorgeous. Thank you." And I was like, it's no big deal. I make them for my blog. I make them for Facebook Lives, and I send them to her so she can use them. All right, ladies, I'm out of here. I hope you have a great weekend. Mystery stamping Monday night, if any of you can make it. I will post the measurements so you can get it cut. Have a great weekend. See you Monday night. If not, next Saturday. Bye.